Hey, all you pleasant penguins, you peanut butter biscuit babies, you mango munchin' mannequins. What's going on? It's the Portly Gamer here, and I have a microphone review for the first time in a long time. One of my most popular videos is my review on the Fifine or Fifine. Somebody told me it's Fifine. The microphone, this one here, it's one of my most popular videos, and I haven't done a microphone review in a long time, despite plenty of companies reaching out to me to review their microphones. None of them quite felt like a fit. I usually try to do videos on tech that usually relates to gaming or YouTube streaming, things like that. So when companies email me like, hey, here's a wireless lav mic, or hey, here's like a conference mic for doing conference calls at the office, I'm like, no thank you, not for me. But here we are, finally. I have been reached out to by the company Tonor, or Tonor. It has something to do with tone. I don't know exactly how to pronounce it, and I know some of you are going to comment about that. But listen, do you know how to pronounce it? Are you sure that you know how to pronounce it? I didn't think so. Anyway, so what you're hearing me talk out of right now is the microphone that they have provided for me to review. It is the Q9-1, and it is one of the best-selling microphones on Amazon. Not only is it a microphone, it is an entire kit. Inside the box, you're of course going to receive the instruction manual, a pretty lengthy USB cable. It's this kind of USB, I forget what that's called. You get a fairly decent-looking boom arm, a nice-looking shock mount, the pop filter, a windscreen to go over the microphone, and of course the microphone itself, which looks impressively sleek. This thing is only $69.99. Nice. It's like one of the best looking microphones, like budget USB Amazon plug and play microphones that I've ever seen. And I have seen some here and there. I did go shopping around for microphones quite recently. Ended up finally going the XLR route with a Rode PodMic dynamic microphone and a Focusrite Scarlett 2i2 for my interface. So this is a condenser microphone. It's not a dynamic microphone like the Rode PodMic. I've been using condenser microphones for years now. I only just switched to the Rode PodMic, which is a dynamic microphone. It's a whole other video I can get into on that stuff. The main thing to know is that this is a condenser USB microphone, meaning it's going to pick up more sound around you. It's going to kind of pick up, like if your dog is over there licking himself, you're going to probably hear that in the microphone, depending on how high you have the gain set. Additionally, if you're using one of these in a non-treated room, as in like no kind of sound dampening on the walls or in front of you or around you, you're probably going to pick up a little bit of echo. I'm a little bit close to this microphone, so hopefully it's not too bad, but if you're a little bit further away like this, you're probably going to hear like more of an echo. But yeah, most plug and play USB microphones are going to find out there, including microphones like the Blue Snowball and the Blue Yeti, are condenser microphones. So if you've ever used one of those or looked into one of those, you kind of know what to expect. This is just sort of supposed to be an all-in-one kit for a budget basic version of one of those condenser microphones. So how does it sound so far? I mean, this is with my usual post-processing and editing that I do for all my videos, so I'm going to take that away now and maybe just boost the volume a little bit, and this is how it sounds without any of that post-processing, just straight microphone audio, how it sounds naturally recorded, maybe with a little bit of boost in the audio just to get the volume levels consistent. Looking at my Adobe Audition on my screen here, it looks like the volume's pretty okay, so maybe I won't have to boost it that much, but you know, we'll see. I mean, here's a clip from another video where I was using the Blue Yeti. Cat Quest 2, if it isn't obvious, is a sequel to Cat Quest, a game I've never played, but a friend of mine loved it, so I thought it'd be interesting to check out the sequel. And here's a clip from a recent video where I was using the PodMic. But I do think for what you're getting here at this price, and for the quality and how these keycaps sound and feel, I'm just fine with the color scheme of these keys. Now, how did those sound in comparison to this? I think they sound similar enough. I mean, with the right editing and post-processing. I do find it a little unusual that this came with a windscreen and a pop filter. Maybe it's to give you options, maybe it's to combine the two. In fact, now that I think about it, I'm recording with the two of them on, so I don't know if it's making the audio maybe sound a little bit muffled. I don't have like really a super great way of monitoring the audio. There's no kind of headphone jack in the microphone, so you kind of have to monitor through your computer if possible. This is how the microphone sounds with the windscreen and the pop filter combined. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pizzas. Now here is how it sounds with just the windscreen. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pizzas. Now here it sounds without the windscreen or the pop filter. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. And lastly, with just the pop filter. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Which one do you think sounded worse, or better. Those plosives, I'm sure they're got to be coming through in some capacity. One thing of note is if you've ever looked at microphones like the Blue Snowball or the Blue Yeti or any microphone that has multiple polar patterns, this does not have any of those options. This is basically a straight cardioid microphone that you gotta point this part of it, the front of it, at you. If you're seeing the blue light and the volume controls facing you, that is the correct direction to have the microphone face. You don't want to have the top of it face you or the back of it, you want the front of it. Right. Complaints. So, the volume controls. I don't really like microphones that have physical clicky buttons on them. One, because you're going to pick up sound from that if you need to adjust them while you're using the microphone. And in addition, that means you have to put a little more pressure on the microphone. You kind of have to grab it and click on it, which just is going to kind of move and push the mic around, which you don't really want. I prefer knobs on the microphone if they're going to have controls directly on there, just because it's just as simple as reaching for the knob and turning it. That's it. Even with like the Blue Yeti, the mute button is this clicky button that sometimes doesn't actually work like until you press it 2 or 3 times. Believe it or not, that's one of the reasons I decided to finally move on from the Blue Yeti. Also, this doesn't seem to have a mute button. Of course, you can always use like some kind of on-screen mute control on your actual computer for the microphone. Another downside with these physical volume buttons is there's no kind of on-screen indication as to just how loud or how much gain you're actually getting from the microphone, other than like just eyeballing any kind of meter that you have on your recording software. Now, my main issues with the microphone, again, the microphone is fine. It's not gonna like blow anyone's minds, but it's not terrible for the price. It's a good microphone, definitely. If you're going the route of USB plug and play, you want something maybe better than the Snowball, but you know, maybe not quite up there with like the Yeti or the HyperX, whatever that cool red microphone is that they have, the Razer Siren. You want a sleek looking microphone with an all-in-one package. At least it would be, if not for my main complaints, which actually have to do with everything outside of the microphone. I managed to get everything set up now to a good spot, but it was a bit of a challenge, I'll say that for sure. Now, maybe this is my fault, but the pop filter just would not stay up like you're seeing it now. I did at first have it like sort of in different orientations, and then it would just sort of twist down. So I guess you kind of do have to put the pop filter on top. There's no way to put the pop filter like on the side or on the bottom if you prefer. If you have a microphone in front of you like this and you need to see a screen in front of you, this thing's kind of in the way. It's sort of annoying. I've had other pop filters that I've bought on my own in the past, and I didn't have a problem putting it wherever I wanted and the arm would stay in place. With this one, where the pop filter is connected to the base of it, if you have it on the side or on the bottom and you pick the pop filter up, the weight of it just kind of brings it down. It's not even a heavy pop filter. It is a decent pop filter. It's two-ply. It's a 2-layer pop filter, so it's a nice touch. It could be just a thin little flimsy thing, but this is actually like pretty nice. Now, the arm itself is not amazing. I myself started out with one of those like $13 newer microphone boom arms that you can find on Amazon. It's like one of their best-selling boom arms. This one, it's similar to that, but there's just something about it that just seems like it looks better, but it just feels flimsier. I had to like really turn all these knobs and really tighten them to get it to stop moving around with the weight of the microphone. And it's not even a heavy microphone. Also, if you have a stupid desk like mine that is slanted on the edge of it, like at the bottom, it's like this shape at the bottom, the clamp is not long enough. It doesn't like stick inwards enough to clamp onto that. It came off, so I had to actually mount this on a plastic TV tray just to record and use it and test it out and make this video. Whereas something more expensive like the Blue Compass boom arm is able to sit and clamp on my desk because it goes in far enough and it's big enough. But we're also talking about a boom arm that costs more than this whole set. I have like 4 minutes left on my SD card. So just to wrap things up, so overall, do I recommend this microphone? Yes and no. I mean, it's $70. It's a decent microphone and it looks nice. It is actually like really nice looking microphone that I wish I had some kind of stand to just mount it on a shelf, because it looks just like a nice little eye-catching piece of technology. It doesn't come with just like a pair of like desk legs like any other microphone would, where you can't just sit it on your desk. You have to use the boom arm. And in addition to that, I could not find this microphone on Amazon without the kit. It just seems to come with the kit only. So, I mean, you're paying $70 for a kit that I don't super recommend. I had problems with the boom arm, with the pop filter. There are better ones out there. If you buy this, you're probably gonna either struggle with these or you're gonna want to spend money on like a better pop filter or boom arm. And if that's the case, you might be better off just buying a cheaper microphone on its own. But you know, you can always just tighten the boom arm so it stays in place once you've got it where you want it. You don't really need to move it around a lot. You could always loosen it to move it around again and then tighten it again just to keep it in place. It's a little annoying, but at least everything comes in one package for $70. So if that does sound good to you, if you are interested, I do have an affiliate link in the description. I do get paid a little bit of commission if you decide to purchase this microphone through that link, or if you buy anything through my Amazon storefront affiliate link in the description. This microphone, as good as it is not going to make you a good speaker, trust me. Hey guys, it's Portly. My camera is out of space, so I had been recording the rest of this video just using the microphone. Does it sound peachy? I hope it does. All I really had left to say was that if you are interested in a budget microphone from Tonor that does not have all the other stuff that comes in this kit and costs much less, then you might want to keep an eye out, because I do have another Tonor microphone that they sent me that I'm going to be reviewing in a separate video. So keep an eye out for that. Once that video is up, I will link it up in the corner up here, right there. If you do not see it, that means that the video's not ready, or I forgot to link it, because that is very possible. Anyway, I hope you've been enjoying looking at whatever I have on screen right now. Whoa, look at that. Isn't that cool? Oh my gosh, look at this thing. That's amazing. Alright guys, I'm out of here. Bye.